It appears, folks, that we are having an all-star game in Atlanta, a COVID hotspot, in the middle of a fucking pandemic with fans. Not surprisingly, players are not super excited about it. In fact, I would say no one is excited about it. You cannot find a single positive statement about it on record, actually. You have multiple players deciding, fuck it, I might get fined by the NBA, but I'm going to drag them for this terrible, terrible decision. De'Aaron Fox says, I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be brutally honest, this is dumb. This is stupid. LeBron said, I have zero energy and zero excitement about playing this game. Even Giannis, who we know isn't exactly controversial, said, I have absolutely no enthusiasm about playing in this game. And of course, because we have a Yoda in the league who barely ever speaks, but when he does, it's always telling truths. The best one came from Kawhi, who is now the prophet of the NBA. Play the clip.
It is what it is at this point. I mean, we all know why we're playing it. It's money on the line. It's an opportunity to make more money. But, just putting money over health right now, pretty much. But, we're playing games now, and it's still a pandemic. We're doing all these protocols and rules, so it doesn't really surprise me.
Wow.
He said, it's money over health, so it really doesn't surprise me. Yikes. And you know it's bad when even the NBA coaches are jumping in the mix like, Mike Malone's like, personally, I would rather maybe kind of sort of want to stay with my family. This NBA season is packed as it is. Like, maybe we should just have a bye week. This seems like a bad idea. It seems like almost every single person thinks this is a bad idea, except for one, Chris Paul, the NBPA president. What did he say about this growing revolt?
I've got it right here. He said, I'm sure I'm not the only guy in the league that lives without their family.
Hold on, pause. That is a shot. Keep going.
It is. And so guys look at that break as an opportunity to see their families. It's a lot of different things going on right now, but you just hope that guys understand that decisions are being made, especially as far as the union has always got the full body of players in mind, but emotions happen. Guys have feelings, and you've got to be able to express them, and I respect that.
Yes, the NBPA has the full body of players in mind. Oh yes, the All-Star Game is the conduit to feed the blue-collar players in the league. Oh yeah, this is for them. This isn't for any other reason but for them. This is philanthropy in action. How dare Giannis try to take the food off the table of Luguentz Dort? This is how we spread the wealth of the bench mob. The Mason Plumlees of the world wouldn't be able to eat if it wasn't for the NBA All-Star Game, if it wasn't for Quavo versus Jimmy Kimmel. Thank you, Chris Paul, for that needed perspective about why the All-Star Game is here in the middle of an unprecedented pandemic.
I mean, how else is Dennis Smith Jr. going to fuck porn stars? I mean, without the All-Star Weekend.
Big fact.
Let's think about it.
He should have said that. First of all, what I'd like to say as Chris Paul is that James Harden is a personal friend of mine and former teammate, and he loves Atlanta, so we're doing this for him. The NBA is just going to do anything to play this game. They, though, no matter what, have now been put on notice by one of the most likable players in Karl Anthony Towns, but also the most respected as it relates to this topic because he's been the most impacted by COVID.
Yeah.
So it started when he just lit them up. Flames, fire. Almost to the point where I was like, ooh, maybe they won't even have this. It started when Shams reported that Karl Anthony Towns was playing 2 nights ago. Even though Kitty Cat had been out for a solid month due to COVID complications. So he found out on Twitter he was playing against the Clippers. And it appeared to be a surprise to everyone, especially Karl Anthony Towns, who tweeted out, "This is news to me. Last time I checked, I was going to go through shoot-around and see how I feel. Underlying conditions and COVID don't mix well. Like, hey, this is my decision. What do you mean? So to top it off, they asked him after he played a full 31 minutes, hey, can you give us your take on, you knew that they were about to put gasoline on the fire. They're asking Karl Anthony Towns what his COVID take is on the All-Star game. And he says, I don't personally believe that there should be an All-Star game. And then there was a long deadpan silence. And he says, but what do I know? What experience have I had with COVID?
Damn.
Yikes.
Damn.
For those who don't know, Karl Anthony Towns has lost 7 members of his family to COVID, including his 58-year-old mom. His own experience put him out for a solid month. Missed 13 games due to those complications. He said, COVID did not treat me well whatsoever. I don't think it treats anyone well. A lot of scary nights. Through all the long nights, I was just not feeling well whatsoever. My vitals weren't good, and the decisions had to be made on my health. So, wow. The NBA is going to tell players like Karl Anthony Towns that they have to play in the middle of a pandemic? They're going to fine players if they don't feel comfortable playing in an exhibition game. And as De'Aaron Fox said, the fine is quite hefty if you don't play. So the show's going to go on. I am personally sickened. And I am almost certain that this weekend is going to happen, even though players think it's a terrible idea. But what's the craziest part is that fans and players, no one gives a fuck about this game.
No.
No one.
Mm-mm.
No one's going to watch. Players don't give a shit. Fans do not give a shit. No one, frankly, in general, likes the All-Star game as a whole.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. I don't give a shit about the All-Star game, under normal circumstances, really. The actual game, I like All-Star Saturday, but the actual game, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. It's just going to be an opportunity for us to all shit talk how terrible it is, why it shouldn't be happening, and probably some great memes in the process. The dunk contest hasn't been relevant consistently in 20 years. It's been on life support. The only reason it's not completely dead is because of Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon.
Yeah.
The Rising Stars game, the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, Rachel Demita versus Spice Adams crossing them up no one cares about that.
I like Rachel.
Okay. You can find her on TikTok. You don't need a freaking All-Star weekend for this. An All-Star game during COVID? This, folks, is a money grab. If you didn't know that the NBA did not care about the health and safety of their players because of the season happening the way that it has, you now know it with this exhibition game. It is sad where we are, money over health, the epitome of this league.